Hey, what's up, guys? So, once again, talking about Hot Toys who seem to be nailing it on every conceivable level. We have just seen the Spider-Man Scarlet Spider suit. It is a Toy Fair exclusive, and I gotta say, it is freaking awesome, freaking amazing. I'm super stoked for this thing. Now, I am a major fan of this version of Spider-Man, or rather, this character in the Spider-Man mythos. For those of you who do not recall, Scarlet Spider was sort of like a 90s guilty pleasure. You know, everything wrong with the 90s you saw in this figure, which is so much of fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, this character first debuted in the 90s Clone Saga in the comics. Definitely something to pick up if you haven't. Which is a lot of fun this time. Not the greatest in terms of literary content, but decent overall. However, the figure itself now, this is just awesome. I love the suit in the game, and I have to say that they have been able to hit all the right notes. We see those bold colors, we see those really funky, belt designs and ankle pouches, and it's just freaking awesome. I love it. Now, with that being said, though, one has to have some concerns at the same time, though. Once again, a major sticking point for me is going to be the material that we see here. Look, historically, when we looked at Spider-Man figures, or rather the materials used by Hot Toys in Spider-Man figures, we saw that they were not without their problems. For example, if you remember the Homecoming suit, we saw all these little folds and bends and all of that stuff, and that stuff got kind of damaged when you kept the figure in dynamic poses, which seems to be the major selling point of this figure. The promo images all showcase this figure in amazingly dynamic poses, and one has to wonder what's going to happen to the costume as the days go by. However, with that being said, we've recently seen with the advanced suit that Hot Toys released final promo images for, that the suit material and design seems to have improved considerably, at least from the previous promo pictures we saw. So one can only assume that they're going to be doing the same thing here. However, we have to try and liken it to something we've already seen. So a comparable suit, I would think at this point, would possibly be the BVS Superman suit, which was fairly elastic. But we'll see as time goes by. Then when we look at the body as a whole, once again, I do have some concerns there. Hot Toys bodies do tend to show that the joints and whatnot, as you pose in them. So it'll be interesting to see if they are going to be using any seamless body concepts and what will happen with the articulation in that regard. And lastly, when we look at the accessories, we can see they do have some cool accessories, but nothing groundbreaking like we saw in previous figures. However, this year is a piece of nostalgia. It is truly fan service. I love this thing, and it's an instant pre-order for me. And I would imagine that for most folks, it's a matter of seeing what the newer Spider-Man figures look like, whether or not they've dealt with the issues in the old ones. Let me know in the comments what you think, what are your expectations, and are you going to be getting this one as well. I'll chat to you guys soon. Bye.